Hello and welcome to the Stamp Around UK blog hop. Need to get my teeth back in. Gosh, it's March. Can't believe February just shot by. Celebration's finished and there's not going to be another one. So we've got together loads of demonstrators from across the UK, and our theme for this month is spring. And the first stamp set that came to my mind was this one, Playing in the Rain. I live in Greater Manchester and we are known for our rain, and I thought this would be great. And this is a card that I made with a friend of mine called Donna Golby, who's also a Stampin' Up demonstrator, and she does on Facebook a weekly fun fold class, and this is similar to one she did. It's not the same because she actually had two blocks. She had a double block, so the block was slightly smaller, but I thought because the pattern on this was quite big, I've actually sort of shunted it over and just had one block and made it a bit bigger. So you can see here, and it folds and will fit in just a normal standard envelope, and then it opens out like this. So I've decorated this side, and then I've put a piece of basic white on the back that you can write on. So let's get started. Now, this stamp set also has some matching designer series paper, which Stampin' Up are want to do. They do that a lot, which we love. And this sheet, this is the full sheet. Obviously, I've used quite a lot of this, so this is the full sheet. And all these images will be die cut, can be die cut using the dies that go with the stamp set. So I've just got a couple out. So this one is the fox, as you can see, and this one is the turtle, and then there's one for the rabbit as well, which I've already cut out here for this one. But I thought this time what I'm going to do is take a tip from my friend Julie Sutcliffe. She's just, well, she got married last year, and use the images on the edges. So I've already cut out our little turtle here, so I've got half a turtle, and then I'm going to use this to cut out the fox. So we'll have the turtle coming in from one side and the fox coming in from the other side, and I thought that would look, sort of change it up a bit and look rather cute. Obviously I'm not using this sheet because it's pristine. Pop it away. I'm going to use this one here, so I think we'll do that first. So I'm just going to grab a pair of scissors, not ribbon scissors, and I'm just going to cut out our little fox like that. Put that to one side as well. And then grab my little mini cut and emboss. Love my little mini machine, it's just next to me. My big one's not far away, but this one is just next to me. And because experience, I know if I cut from this side, you're all in the shadow of my dreadful lighting system. So I'm going to go from this side so that you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to get my little fox umbrella, and I'm just going to line it up. Do excuse all my grey hair. I'm going to move him over this way a little bit so that I can get everything. So I need the umbrella. What I'm actually doing is I'm lining up the hook from the umbrella and the little finial, which is the correct word, of the umbrella. And then I'm going to grab a post-it note, which I probably should have done before I started. So just moved it just a smidge, and I'm just going to stick that down. Okay, and then pop that in, whiz it through, and there we go. And there we are. So we've got the other heart, or the edge image. So it's waste not, want not. So we've just got a little image of a fox just coming in from one side. How cute is that? Okay, so put these away. I'm just going to check my paper's not straight, because whenever I get the cut and emboss out, it goes whizzing all over the place. Right, okay. So the measurements for this are going to be on my blog as well, which will be underneath everybody else's links. So when you go, once you finish watching mine, if you go into the description, all the other demonstrators that are participating in this hop, their details are there and you can hop along. Do go have a look, because there's some amazing demonstrators taking part in this hop. Always is, every time. So I've got a couple of pieces of card. I've got 2 half sheets of cardstock, one basic white, and this one is Flirty Flamingo, which is one of the colours that go with the designer series paper. So I'm just going to take my trimmer, but I'm going to use the scorer. So for the card base, you are going to score at 1 centimetre. This is from the long side, and at 4 centimetres, just there, and 7.5 centimetres, which is there, and then 10.5, which is in half, which is there. So that's 1 centimetre, 4 centimetres, 7.5 and 10.5. And that gives you your box, and then half a card there. Okay, and then the basic white I'm going to cut at 14.4, so it's slightly shorter than the card, and I'm going to cut 2 pieces, so one that's 10 centimetres wide to go on the back, and then one that's 6.5 centimetres, which is going to go on the front, and that's going to have my little critters on. There we go, and then that will, too big to throw away, definitely. I'm not a massive hoarder of scraps. I'm getting quite good. I used to be dreadful. And I'm going to use Old Olive again to stamp my sentiment, and we are going to go with Rainy Days Are Better With You. So just get a block, and Rainy Days. Just going to pop that. So if you put it straight on your grid paper, I do recommend to everybody to get some grid paper, because it really helps lining things up, and it's really good for practicing on. It's really good for making your videos on, obviously. Right, so we are going to stamp that at the top. Rainy days are better with you. As I say, we get a lot round here. And then I'm just going to get my glue, get my Tombow and my 2 little critters, and I'm going to pop them like that, just so they're coming onto the page. How cute are they? Let's see, waste not, one not. Definitely, oops. Okay, not the best idea to get covered in glue. So I'm just going to slide that one there. So he or she are just up against the edge of the card, and then we'll do the same with the fox coming the other way. So that's 2 extra images we've got out of our paper. So I'm just going to slide that there up against the edge of the paper. There we go. I'm really pleased with that. I think that looks really, really good. Okay. So we'll pop that to one side to dry. And we're now going to get the trimmer out again because I need to cut my designer series paper for this bit here. So I've got a piece here with the brollies on again. And again, this one, because it needs to be a little bit shorter than the card itself, is going to be 14.4 centimetres. I may have already done that, I have. Right, now, you want it to follow, okay? So I'm going to cut it at 2.5 centimetres, then 3 centimetres, then 2.5, and that will give me my 3 bits. And I'm going to use this side of the scale here because it is easier. And it goes up to 2.5 and 3, so we're fine. So it's 2.5 centimetres. And then 3 centimetres. And then my final 2.5. I'm just going to get my, it's that side. I'm going to get my post-it note just to stick it there because it just holds it better when you're doing little pieces. There we go. And again, we've got a little strip left. That may go to nursery. I might keep it. We'll see. Nurseries, certainly around here, are always desperate for craft supplies. And I send, I've probably told you before, I send all my scraps to nursery and they love it because the kids can just do what they want with them because they've not cost them anything. Right, so, and now I'm going to stick them on in order. So obviously this one's going to go here. Glue, glue, glue. Okay, so it is easier to do this before you've actually glued the card together because it's easier to stick your bits onto a flat piece of card. So there we go. So that's 2.5. This one's 3. It's really good glue. This, you only need a little bead of glue all the way around the edges and that will keep it super secure. There we go. And then the last one. The only thing I would say is when you're not using it, put the lid back on and store it on its side or with the pointy side down, and that just keeps the glue ready for you to use. Okay, which way up are we? We're that way. And there we go. So that's our 3 pieces of designer series paper. So now that's done, I'm just going to burnish my bone folds. My folds with my bone folder. Right, so here we go. So that's one. Probably want to leave it a couple of minutes for the glue to dry rather than rushing like I am, but hey ho. There we go. And then this is the final piece. Okay, and then what we're going to do, we're going to glue this to make our little box here. So what I'm going to do first is put some glue on this little strip here. Now I do tend to put a little bit more glue on because this is sort of the active part of the card. This is the bit that gets moved. Okay, so, and what we need to do is sort of fold it in on itself like this. I'm trying to remember which, oh, that's the way. So I'm just folding, so that's your 10.5, so this is your 7.5. So I'm folding that one, folding this one back and sticking it down, okay? And that will put everything in the right place. Your block will be straight, and it won't be, it'll be square as in these are 90 degrees. It won't be square because it's an oblong, but it will be straight and square, okay? And then I'm just going to finish off popping this on the front. Okay. So that's just going to fit beautifully just there. And when it's closed, you can still see the fox and the little flower just poking out. And then I'm turning it over and just on the back. So you could add another sentiment. I would add the sentiment before you glue it on because this is now an uneven surface. So thank you for watching. Thank you to Donna for my inspiration. Do check out, she's Kavona Crafts on Facebook. I'll see if I can persuade her to take part in this. Okay, so don't forget, pop along and look at everybody else's videos. Don't forget to subscribe and like if you haven't already done so. But as a little fun fold, very fun fold. I'm really liking that card and I hope you do too. Take care. See you soon. Bye.